Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Morgana Radio, where I, your host, interview the world's most fascinating thought leaders on money, love, and magic. And I surveyed my list of tens of thousands of subscribers to find out who you want to hear from. Who are your favorite other prosperity teachers? And Christy Whitman's name came up, and I was thrilled because she's a friend. So you are going to love her. If you don't know her, you will fall in love. And she has a message especially for women. Her topic is having it all. And this is to show women that it's possible to have it all on your terms. As you define it, to settle for anything less is not wealth. It deprives us of the exhilaration, joy, expression, and freedom of becoming all that we are capable of being. So let me tell you about Christy. She is a transformational leader, abundance coach, New York Times bestselling author. She wrote the book, The Art of Having It All. I remember when we did that launch, it was such an exciting event. She has appeared on the Today Show, The Morning Show. Her work has been featured in People Magazine, 17, Women's Day, Hollywood Life, Teen Vogue, and many, many others. Christy is the CEO and founder of Quantum Success Learning Academy and the Quantum Success Coaching Academy, a 12-month law of attraction coaching certification program. Christy has helped thousands of people worldwide achieve their goals through her empowerment seminars, speeches, coaching sessions, and products. Christy's life-changing message has reached over 165,000 people a month. Wow. And her work has been promoted by and featured with esteemed authors and luminaries such as Marianne Williamson, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Marcy Shimoff, Brian Tracy, Neil Donald Walsh, Abraham Hicks, Louise Hay, and on and on and on. She currently lives in Montreal with her husband Frederick and their two boys Alexander and Maxime. And welcome, Christy. Oh, I'm so excited to have you.
I'm so thrilled that you asked, so thank you. So whoever requested or said me, I appreciate you asking.
You came up several times, and I was thrilled. So, as an abundance coach, does that mean that you help people make more money?
It can. It's an aspect of abundance.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times people think abundance and they only think money, but abundance is so much more. As an abundance coach, I literally help people go away from the thought and beliefs and perspective and paradigm of lack and limitation, which is completely personality man-made. It's what we've been conditioned to believe. It's what the media likes to tell us. We're not enough unless we buy this product, unless we have this face cream, unless we have this certain car, these certain jeans. I switch people and change people from lack into abundance, which is knowing that there is only there's unlimited sources, there's unlimited income, there's unlimited time, there's unlimited opportunities, situations, people to support you. So whatever you need or want in your own definition of having it all in all aspects of your life, you have the possibility of creating it because you've thought of it. And because this universe, the source that really sources everything, is unlimited, we have the power to create it. So it's not just money, it's everything.
So what do you say to somebody who's really in the thick of it, afraid of losing her house or maybe already has? It's great to talk about abundance and beliefs, but what do you say to the person who is really in crisis?
You know, I get that because it's not fun. It's very hard. And when your conditions in your life are just literally drowning you and you're looking at your conditions, maybe a failed marriage, maybe you're heavily in debt, like you say, you're losing your house, you're losing your job, whatever it may be, we have to start rising above these conditions because if we stay stuck in the conditions, we can't see past them. And we need to rise above and start thinking differently. Start multi-channeling, if you will. Trying to put our attention and focus on a different frequency and vibration than the ones that are already in our life. because, and I know I get this from people too. It's like our best thinking, our best vibrating got us to where we are. And I can honestly say I'm not just someone that was born with this information and, has created a life of having it all. I've had many situations, which very difficult situations, that I've had to apply this information and circumvent the conditions in my life, from being $160,000 in debt, to losing my sister to suicide, to going through a divorce myself, to having my 2-month newborn son being rushed to the hospital to have to get, open heart surgery. I mean, I've been through a lot of different things and situations. I've been fired from a job before. Whatever the situation is, if we stay stuck in the condition and we make this certain condition the rest of our lives, or we make it mean for the rest of our lives, we can't circumvent it and get over it. So for someone that is in a difficult situation, be willing to get help. Be willing to be open that you actually have the power to change your life. Because when you start working with the universal laws, instead of blaming everyone out there and your situations and your parents and the circumstances and your boss and your husband and all of that, you get to take personal responsibility and say, in this moment right now, in this moment, this is the first moment of the rest of your life. Instead of focusing on what you don't want and what's not working, what do you want? If you could just paint your own picture of your life, what would that look like for you in all aspects of your life, with your body and your health, with your relationships, your primary relationships and relationships with other people, in your career space, your job, your career, whatever that looks like for you, in your finances, in your spirituality, in all aspects of your life that make up the totality of your life, what would be having it all in each different aspect? And when you start focusing on that, you feel better. And when you feel better, you start vibrating at a different level. And when you can consistently do that, you will see your life completely, absolutely change. It's universal law.
I'm going to challenge you a little bit here.
I love it. Go for it.
Because I've always known what I wanted, but I haven't always gotten what I wanted. Like, I knew exactly the kind of marriage I wanted. I knew the kind of career I wanted. I was really clear, and actually knowing that made the gap even more painful. So what stops people from getting what they want?
Well, there's a lot of different things, but a lot of times we might know what we want, but may have an expectation for what we want, but our beliefs may not be in alignment with us being the person that can have that thing. So we might say, yes, that's what I want. Oh my gosh, that would feel so great. But something inside of us is going, you can't have that. Who are you? So there's limiting beliefs there that happen. I always say this. This is huge. We create as a personality in co-creation with the divine. We're a co-creative thing happening all the time. And when we have an idea, when we have a desire, we think it's the personality, but it's the creator part of us. It's the non-physical part of us that gives us the idea. And then from that place, it could be a really stretch of a dream or a goal. It's who we get to become in the process of attaining that accomplishment or that goal or that vision. And it's really not about the thing at the end. It's who we become in the process. So even trying to attain some vision outside of yourself, like if you say, Morgana, like there was things that I did not create that I knew I wanted, but in the reaching for that, I bet you became a more expressive version of yourself and a more connected version of yourself than you did before you even had the vision. Would you agree? Yes,
I gained gifts in the journey that I wouldn't have gained if I got it instantly on my schedule.
Exactly.
But you were talking about something that I know my audience really cares about, which is limiting beliefs. So what is your approach to changing limiting beliefs?
I truly believe at the core of everything is energy. And when you really get that, Einstein said it, it's been proven in quantum physics, that at the basis of anything, whether it looks really, really like full matter, like a human being, a computer, doesn't matter, everything is energy. And we are energy towers, literally giving off signals all the time. And we get to choose what those signals are in each and every moment. So when we are sending out good thoughts and good beliefs and all that kind of stuff, we attract those things to us. Now, a belief is just a thought that's been thought about, and all of a sudden there became evidence. And then we look at it and go, see? So it solidifies that belief. And then those thoughts are born of that belief even more. And then we see more evidence of it. So it might be something like, there's no good men out there. And someone tells that. It could be a little seed that was planted, and we go, there's no good men out there. And then the friend goes, yeah, they're either gay or they're married, or you're what was it? Sex and the City said something like, there's a line that you might get hit. You're better to get hit by lightning than to find a single man available after your 30s. Like stupid stuff like that people say to us that we allow in. Some of them are from our parents, and we didn't even have a choice. I find that around money a lot. People have these beliefs that just kind of came in. We never got to question them. And then all of a sudden one day we wake up and go, wait a minute, is that what I really believe? Because that's what I'm attracting. We attract from our beliefs. So if anything outside of your life, whether it's your money, relationships, are struggling, there's probably something there that is holding you back, that's not in congruence with the divine in you. And if anything ever feels constricting, or it feels like something that's trapping you, or it feels like fear or doubt, those are coming from a belief that's not in alignment with who you are and what you do want in your life. So if you can start not just using affirmations, because that's one way, but people use affirmations like God is my source and my supply. It doesn't shift anything. It doesn't change the energy. What we need to do is take new thoughts, new concepts, bring them into our physical body. Let those radiate. Start to see evidence of that. Then the old beliefs get replaced with the new beliefs. So for example, if you're someone that's in lack, you have lack in your life, and you start believing, this universe is abundant. Maybe you don't make it personal to yourself at first, but you go, I believe that this universe is abundant. I believe that the source of the world is abundant. You can then start looking for evidence of that. And when you start seeing evidence of that then starts giving you a new belief, and the old one gets to be replaced.
You were talking about fear, and you've created this vast empire in the coaching world. Are you telling me that you never had fear along the way?
No way. I'm a human being. I have fear. I have doubt. I was just I had a business event, and I was saying that, a couple of people were asking me to create a certification program because I've been coaching for years. And my clients were getting amazing results. And it was like, well, who am I to do that? It was that like, oh my God, I can't do that. And it was just that fear of like, what would people think of me? All that sort of stuff. Like, oh my God, who am I to step out in that way? Of course. Morgana, whenever someone has, and I don't care what level of success that they've reached, whenever they have a new vision that's birthing, there's going to be fear that arises because the vibration of this new vision, the person's still here. And they have to become that person that then vibrates here to be able to receive. So anything here, there's fear that comes up. Like, oh my God, can I really do that? What if I do that? And oh my God, what if that actually happens? Oh my God, what if I get there and then I lose everything? I mean, there's so much fear that can come up. Mm-hmm. And it's just knowing what the tools are to work with the fear. Because to expect yourself as a physical human being and personality to never have doubt, to never have fear, to never have any of those emotions is completely and totally unrealistic. I don't care who anybody is. We're just aligned that way. Uh-huh. We're made that way. But when you can be aware of it, okay, I'm in fear, and you don't let it overtake you, you don't become one with the fear. You can just notice, I'm having fear thoughts about that. Okay, is that logical? Is that rational? Is this emotional? What belief am I holding that is birthing this emotion of fear? Because you can then go change the belief. Oh, I'm believing that there's not enough. That too many people are doing this or whatever it is. And then you can change that belief and the fear dissipates. I also feel that because all time is simultaneous, our past, our present, and our future all exist right now in this moment, we're always projecting into a future. And there are thousands of future selves that exist out there. So if we're feeling any type of doubt, fear, anxiety, any of that, fun emotions to have, it's because we're projecting into something that we do not want. So if you can think with the end in mind, as Stephen Covey says, and you can connect with a future self that has your brightest, having it all vision, you feel better in your now. Because it's like you're just going like, that's already a done deal. I'm just going to go along for the ride. And every time the anxiety does come back up, know that you're focused on what you don't want and not what you do want. And you can reconnect with that future self. And it eases your emotions in the moment, in the now.
Beautiful, beautiful. You brought up beliefs again. So I have a twofold question. What do you think are the most common beliefs that limit women? And what is your favorite tool for changing them? And maybe you just shared it, or maybe you have another one, but I really want to connect. What are the top beliefs that hold us back, and how do we change them?
I feel like there's a cocoon of beliefs for women, especially, that I'm going to just say one, but it's the core reason for all of these, is that we have to go outside of ourselves and be hyper vigilant and watch what everybody else is doing, watch what everybody else is feeling, how we can anticipate everybody else's needs. If I act like this, is that person going to be insecure? If I act like this, is that person going to be happy? If I act like this, how are they going to react and respond? If I say no, are they going to be angry? I mean, there's all these things where we're so focused outside of ourselves. And we've been trained, especially as women, that if we focus on ourselves, that's called selfish. And none of us, or God forbid, we want to be considered selfish, because that's so shaming. The biggest belief that I think most women have is that we have to make everybody else happy before we can make ourselves happy. And that's not how we can actually live and have a fruitful life. We have to have healthy selfish. We have to be able to connect with ourselves and say, that's a no for me. It doesn't have to be like no. It doesn't have to be a rude, mean no. There's lots of different ways of expressing our no. Thanks for asking, but that just doesn't work for me this time. Hey, I really appreciate you including me. I just can't make it work right now. I mean, there's so many different ways, but if there's a little no inside of yourself, it's a no. And we have to be able to slow down enough to hear ourselves and communicate with ourselves, because as I'm connected to me and to me, I have so much more to give to my husband, to my kids, to my clients, to, the soul of the world. I mean, I have so much more to come from than if I'm scattered outside of myself and so disconnected from myself.
Beautiful, beautiful.
True. Ask me how I know.
Yeah. How do you know?
I've been there, done that.
Yeah, it's like...
That was me. Please everybody first. Make sure everybody likes me. Always be the good girl. Try to be perfect so everybody else will be happy. And me inside, I'm going, well, this is my life. What about me? I'm not happy here. Everything else looks so great and perfect, but I'm dying inside. And as soon as I made that shift where it's like, I get time for me, I get to connect for me, I get to stop for a minute before I answer a question and go, no, you know what? It sounds like fun, but I really need some rest. I'm not going to go tonight, or I'd love to take that trip. Sounds fantastic, but it's too much traveling for me right now. I go, it feels so good for me. And sometimes I might have to disappoint people, and sometimes I might have to say no, but I'm a more holistic person because of that.
Well, it's funny because saying no sounds like it should be so simple, but it can really feel like you're asking a woman to have superpowers because we are trained so deeply not to.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
And it takes practice. And what I have found is that if you become okay with your own no, everybody else will too. Because in the beginning, when you're not used to saying no, and the people around you are not used to see you saying no, they're like, come on, you know. I mean, they want to talk you into it. So it's like, you got to, no, it's a no, you know, until you get comfortable yourself. I mean, I do that even with my kids. You know, it's like, mommy said no. And they know I mean it's a no.
Yeah. Well, that's when boundaries are strong. When we discover, which is kind of a lifetime journey, it's like, oh, I just discovered I have a boundary that was crossed. And you've trained all these people in your life for a really long time to have a certain set of expectations. And then we kind of overreact because we're feeling very weak in that area. And it's like, this is the boundary. Don't cross it.
Yes.
And people will test it until it's secure in ourselves, and then nobody asks anymore.
Yeah.
So I want to switch to your book, The Art of Having It All. And you talk about something called the allowing meter, which I love that term. Can you talk to us about that?
Absolutely. So going back to beliefs, it's always about beliefs because we do attract from our beliefs. So it's like a thermometer. You know, when you have your thermometer set, whether it's like if it goes really, really high and the air conditioner will cool off the house, and if it goes really, really low, the heat will kick in, right? So we're like that in our lives. What we allow, how much love we allow in, if we're getting so much love that's uncomfortable to us, we will start cooling it down and we'll start backing away. We might start shutting down. We might start, if we're in a romantic relationship, creating fights, or, you know, start picking at the negative things and all those like self-sabotaging things that we do just to cool it down because, oh my God, life is too good and it's a deserving thing. Do I really deserve this? How much good can I allow into my life? And sometimes it feels overwhelming, so we go, you know, air conditioning kicks in. And other times it gets too low where it's like, I don't deserve this. I deserve more. And that fiery part of us kicks in, that heat, you know, and then we go, no, I want more. But we live in a range. So it's like this allowing meter that each of us live by. And when we can just continue to allow ourselves to expand and get comfortable in that expansion and know that all is well in that, it can be uncomfortable. Even, you know, people do negative things because they're used to it, because it's comfortable. So getting out of our comfort zone, even if it's to receive more love, which is why all of us are here anyway, by the way, even to receive more love, you know, it's uncomfortable. It's more than sometimes I've got my three men. I got my 7-year-old, my almost 6-year-old, and my husband showering with love. And I'm like, oh my God, I need space. You know, and I'm like, whoa, they're just trying to love you, you know, and it's like, well, how much can I allow in? Mm. And it's a real barometer for me of, okay, I'm closing down, I'm shutting down here. But, you know, can I allow more love in? And it's really up to each person.
That's genius. So everybody, you have to go out and get her book, The Art of Having It All. And for those of you listening on iTunes, what you haven't been aware of is this has all been videotaped. So if you go to morganaradio.com, you can actually see us and our facial expressions and our wild and wavy hands. Also, Christy has a gift that we're going to post a link to at morganaradio.com. Can you tell us what you have for us?
Absolutely. I have a free webinar that educates people on what is lack. Like, how do you even know if you're in lack? What are lack thoughts versus abundance thoughts? So I take people through, you know, awareness is just literally the first step of everything. And so to have this type of awareness of, you know, what are lack? What is the thought process and paradigm of lack? And then how do you shift from lack to abundance? Because, you know, a lot of people talk about the universal law of attraction. I talk about the 7 universal laws because I feel if there's 7 of them that really, if you master these, it's like your life is just amazing. And one of them is my favorite law, which I feel like pulls all of them together, is the law of sufficiency and abundance. So I go in depth in what law of sufficiency and abundance is and how do you work with it so that you are starting to see that evidence of abundance in your life. Because as you attune your awareness, your beliefs, energetically you can connect with the feeling of abundance, your life becomes evidence in all aspects of abundance.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Awareness, it's not just the first step. I think it's 90% of the solution. So, what a great gift. Thank you so much. I feel more abundant already. Mwah.
Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative of you having me here and having this level and depth of conversation. I'm blessed to be able to do what I do and have friends like you that we can have these kind of conversations.
Ah, thank you.